What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Now, in today's Entitled Parents video, I've got something a little bit different for you. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, in the first post today, I'm going to be reading a post from a Disneyland worker, a Disneyland employee in Florida, detailing how it is to work at the happiest place on earth, when in reality, there are actually quite a lot of entitled parents that go there and act very entitled. Let's get into it. Working at the happiest place on earth. Many moons ago, in the year of 2009, I was blessed with the slave labor experience that is referred to as the college program at the happiest place on earth. Here, they paid you minimum wage, but provided housing for $90 a week that is taken out of your paycheck while working for them. As you can guess, here, all the entitled parents come together to torment employees, since they pay exuberant amounts of money to go to said theme park. Since this is multiple stories, just know that Karen and Dave will be my names for these people. I figured I'd share some of my favorite experiences. 1. Being called a female dog on Christmas. For some unknown reason, people think going to this theme park on Christmas is a great idea. Like a lot of people. This is probably the last place I'd want to be, since the crowds are insane. I worked at a ride that had a height requirement, so parents of short children loved to complain. On this particular day, I was working loading, so I saw a little girl who I needed to measure. Like, we measure multiple times. Alright, I just need to measure her. No, they measured her outside. She's fine, said her dad, Dave. Even so, it's my job, we just have to measure again. But they already measured her. Look, we just have to do it again. The little girl goes ahead and stands under the ruler and is just touching the bar. Perfect, you're good. You're a female dog. Now this was my actual reaction, but I said she's good. It's Christmas. Sad face. Story 2. Parents attempt to force terrified children on ride by yelling at them. So, if you're at a theme park and you attempt to force your terrified children on a ride by screaming at them and pointing out that you spent loads of money to bring them there, no. To be fair, this was a happy story. Say, my dear, less angry parents. I'm pretty good with kids, so I know how to talk to them. There was this father and daughter who came in while the park was dead. She was really scared, so I asked her what she was afraid of. She thought the log would somehow flip while going down the hill. I show her how it literally can't do this since it's on a track, and showed her how the edge of the log is being held so it can't flip. This eases her and she agrees to go on. 9 minutes or so later, her log comes back and the theme park is still dead. The dad noticed this and we just let them go around again and again. She loved it. Unfortunately, I tried the same method with parents screaming at children, but the parents just kept interrupting me. Story 3. No, you can't cut the line by hopping in Fastpass. No, I know the last person you saw did not take your Fastpass. So I'm working the interior Fastpass line when a man and child show up and try to tell me this convoluted story about how the last person they passed took their tickets. Also, his son was definitely too short. I remember this guy arguing with me for like 5 minutes while I'm just trying to do my job. I send him down to go walk across the stairs and he tries going to the next employee and doing the same exact thing. I'm sitting there like, nope, over and out. Event 4. No, I'm not letting you in the Fastpass line. You would be amazed by the amount of people who don't have Fastpasses and come up with the worst stories to try and get in. Like this Karen, who said, "We need to go on the ride now. Our plane leaves in 45 minutes, so we have to ride this ride right now." Yeah, you should probably catch your flight then, I replied. Story number 5. I work for OSHA. There's no reason my toddler can't ride this ride. This happened. I was actually not the person who dealt with the brunt of this, but assisted my co-worker because what the heck, dude? Chill the F out. This Dave stood at the front entrance of the ride, making a fuss and comparing any child he saw coming out from under the bridge to his child. Under the bridge. Yes, the exit is back there, but also a bathroom, child play area, store, etc. Number 6. Creepy moments. I have a very distinct memory of working the line in like 90-degree Florida heat and seeing a girl between the age of 10 to 12 topless while her dad put suntan lotion on her. Ooh. There are a weird amount of parents that undress their young children so their clothes don't get wet. Listen, it's Florida, it's hot. They'll dry off in like 30 minutes. And yes, we make sure the kids are fully clothed to ride the ride. Also, bit of a culture shock for the younger kids, but in some countries it's relatively normal for little children under the age of 6 to wear just swim bottoms. It always seemed alarming when I saw kids dressed like this, but the 12-year-old, no, that was just wrong. I mean, yeah, to be fair, in England, I mean, if you are very, very young, then it doesn't really matter what gender you are, just wear swimming bottoms, that's kind of the dumb thing. But a 12-year-old, probably not. That's probably a little bit too old. And finally, story number 7. No, you can't go on the ride in the middle of a massive thunderstorm. During bad storms, they would shut down outdoor rides. Something cool to know is all over this theme park, there are lightning rods everywhere to make sure that if lightning hits, it'll hit one of those instead. I was stationed at the entrance, wearing a wonderfully uncomfortable poncho, informing people that they could not go on the rides right now. We evacuated the ride, so there was no guests in line. But Dave said, "We came all the way from Australia to ride this ride." "You can ride it when there isn't a storm happening. You just can't ride this now," I replied. "But it's a water ride. We're gonna get wet anyway." Yes, and water conducts electricity, so it's not set literally. At this moment, a lightning strikes the top of the entrance lightning rod to the ride across the way. I remember seeing red, then white, and hearing a massive boom. I'm a short girl. My literal reaction was to dive behind the trash can next to me. Dave said, okay, yeah, we'll come back later. And that's it. I have tons of stories from there, and I think I've posted a lot of them years ago, though I felt like sharing a few more. And OP has actually told me herself that she's going to be posting a lot more stories about her time working at Disneyland in the future. So we've got those to look forward to and enjoy when they are posted. Now, I myself have been fortunate enough to go to Disneyland, not in Florida, but in Paris on a few occasions. And look, it is unbelievable. Those of you that have gone, I imagine a lot of you watching right now have gone to Disneyland, maybe in Florida or in Paris. You'll know it's a pretty fun time, especially, you know, when you're younger or even when you're older, just getting on rides, having a good time. But working there, I'll be honest, although it does kind of sound like in your head that it would be great fun, you know, working with all the Disney characters, having a good time, you know, everyone's having a good time. They're on holiday, going on rides, having fun. In reality, as we can clearly see, it's not as bright as it seemed to be when we first thought about it. And you know what? It's probably to be expected. A lot of people do pay a lot of money to go to Disneyland. So if something is just going a little bit awry, then yeah, I can imagine that there are going to be a lot of entitled parents that are becoming and getting, you know, very entitled, to say the least. So it's probably not the sort of place I'd want to work. Although it does sound, I know I'd expect it to be really fun. But yeah, in reality, I'm not quite sure. I mean, if I'm just looking through these stories one by one, some of them are not that bad, I'll be honest. Like, you know, forcing, well, not forcing, but saying, oh, please have a go at going on this ride just because we have spent a lot of money to get here. And for you to not go on any rides wouldn't be great, really. That's not that bad. I can understand that if you're a parent and you spent a lot of money on this trip. And then, you know, OP is nice enough to say, don't worry, it's going to be all right. You're not going to crash. The log's going to be fine. Have a go. And they loved it. So that's a great thing. One of the weird ones, though, is that last one in particular, saying that it doesn't matter if there's a massive thunderstorm and lightning's crashing down from above. It's a water ride. So who cares? We're going to get wet anyway. I guess the logic is kind of there, but no, it's still going to be dangerous to be on a ride when there's a thunderstorm with crashing lightning. Get out of there. Listen to the staff. Don't just make up your own rules. But it's quite funny, to be fair. I kind of rate that dad. Now moving on to our next post. Entitled lady on the train won't let me hold onto the pole and hisses at people who try to get her arrested by the police for violating the law. So, I literally just got off the train and I'm walking home. This happened when I was coming back from training and it was rush hour. Here is the story. I, like the other 50 plus people involved, am waiting to board the train so we can get home. The train doors open and I get on with the crowd. As I only had one stop, I just decided to stand up. I get on. I try to stand near the door, but out of the way so people could get on and off. There's this pole which is there when you enter the train. It's the freaking rush hour, by the way, and this lady is leaning against the whole freaking pole. She literally looks like some rich person. Long necklace and freaking gloves. Not sure what's wrong with wearing gloves here, but hey, anyway. So, I get on and she starts to freaking hiss as all the people pass her by. I get on with the stragglers at the back and I'm standing near the door. At this point, she takes off her mask and hisses at me. I instantly backed up when she pulled off her mask. Once she put it back on, I stepped back next to the pole because there were already people around me. She hisses at me again when I try to grab the pole because I don't want to fall over. Finally, she says something. Wait, was she literally hissing at you like a snake without saying anything before? That's really strange. Hey, hands off the pole, she says. I don't reply initially. I'm talking to you? Are you an idiot? Oh my god, you are an idiot. This is a public pole and I'm gonna hold on to it because I don't want to fall. She then takes off her mask again and bites my hand. I pulled my hand from under her teeth because she was putting pressure on it and it started to hurt. What the heck, lady? You deserve it for touching my pole. What the F? By this time, we'd arrived at my stop and I got off and this lady's just got a freaking smug smile on. A group of police officers get on at that station and the entitled lady loses the smile behind her mask. She gets dragged/ushered off the train and it left. I assume that people on the train had called the police on her. The police officer says, "Mom, we heard you've taken your mask off twice, wants to shout at another passenger, and wants to bite that same person." I did not! OP touched my pole and was too close to me. Mom, OP literally just wanted to take the train. They weren't bothering you at all. The officer says to me, "May I see your hand?" I show him the red marks on my hand. Okay, that's enough to arrest her for putting the public at risk. Okay, Mom, I'm gonna need your IC, and would you please follow us? What am I being arrested for? You took off your mask on a crowded train, shouted in said train, and bit someone. You know the risk of spreading COVID-19. Knowingly or unknowingly, you just put the people on that train at risk for it. More stern now, so please, follow us now. The entitled lady got ushered off the platform, and I went home. I mean, listen guys, personally, I wouldn't recommend biting someone at the best of times, but especially now, with a worldwide pandemic going on where people are trying to limit human interaction as much as possible, physical that is. Yeah, maybe that's not the best thing to do. Bite another passenger's hand on a busy train. Why? I mean, I've got the image of her just literally hissing at OP now as he gets on the train, not saying any words, just literally hissing like a snake. That's weird enough. Then biting like a snake as well. Not that my snake bites, I've got to say. So maybe biting more like an entitled woman than a snake. Weird. Very, very strange why you would go to that limit of going to bite another human because they're annoying you for being on a train with you. Like, I don't get it, right? So if you get it, let me know down below what this woman was thinking. Biting someone else, I mean, why would you ever bite anyone anyway? Are you Luis Suarez in disguise, Karen? That's what I'm asking you. Great reference there. But yeah, really, I don't know what was going on. Unless she's trying to spread COVID and she has it and she's like, it's her mission to just spread as much of the virus as possible, then she's, having a successful day. If not, then yeah, lady, I don't know what you were trying to do. Weird. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Entitled Parents. If you've ever heard or seen someone bite someone else on a train, comment down below and like this video. If you haven't, click here to watch more Entitled Parents from me. Make sure you are also subscribed to the channel up here with notifications on so you get notified every time I post, and that way you will never miss one of my daily uploads. Hit the button if you haven't hit it already. Even if you are subscribed, hit the button and then you'll be notified tomorrow when I post at the same time. See you all then with another Entitled Parents video.